Good morning, everybody. I'm Inga Cotton. I'm the founder and executive director of San Antonio Charter Moms. And this morning we're having Charter Moms chats. This is when I go live on weekday mornings to talk to parents about resources or information you need to help with distance learning or keep your kids busy over the summer or thinking about back to school. And today we have two special guests, and they both are part of KIPP Texas San Antonio. So we have Elizabeth Rodriguez, and she is okay, I'm trying to get your title right. So basically your job is communicating with families, right? Elizabeth, what is your title? I'm going to get it wrong.
Yeah, it's recruitment and community coordinator. So it's informing families in our communities about our school, what we offer in our education, and building partnerships with new community organizations.
Got it. And you're based out of the KIPP campus that's on Commerce, and
Yes.
you grew up in that neighborhood. So it's like home, right?
It is. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we have Jessica Rivera, who is an art teacher at KIPP Un Mundo, and she has developed an activity for us. And if you go to the description of the video, you can click through and see the blog post that has the activity that she set up. So so Jessica has a degree from UTSA, and she's an art teacher. And so also her son Matthias is a student at KIPP Un Mundo, and he's going into 4th grade. Is that right? Yeah, so that's great. And also Jessica is a past PTA president at KIPP Un Mundo. So it's a whole family thing, right?
Sure is.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, so to kick off the art activity, so it's based on a book called Grumpy Pants, and there's a video that kicks it off. And so this is something that you would do with your students, but Jessica put it together in a post so that families can do it with their kids at home, and you get kind of a taste of what education is like at KIPP. So I'm going to switch the screen up, and then I'm going to play the video. Okay, let me get my cursor over here. There we go.
It seems that the sound is off. I can't hear the video.
Oh no! Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay.
Working, so it's just maybe try
Is
playing
it back? Maybe I'm not screen sharing properly. Let's see. So still no audio from the screen?
No.
Oh gosh. Okay. I'm sorry that the sound wasn't working.
No, no worries. I can go ahead and summarize
Okay.
the key concept. It's really a short read and it looks
Okay.
wonderful on your website. So there's a lot of wonderful resources that you put up on your website for our parents. But basically, it's talking about a little penguin saying, "I don't know why I'm grumpy. I don't know what's wrong with me today." And he starts to name his feelings, and he says, "Okay, I know this feeling is that I'm grumpy, but what are some things that I can do to make myself feel better?" So it lists about 9 different strategies, and one was like "Ah, let me take off these grumpy pants that I'm wearing and these grumpy clothes, and let me take a bath with my favorite rubber ducky." Then he says, "Oh, okay, let me get a nice warm cup of hot cocoa." Penguin also says, "Let me grab my favorite book so that way I can feel like I'm starting to relax and what we call self regulate." Okay. And then lastly, he says things like, "I'm going to put on my favorite pajamas, but most importantly is I need to take my grumpy pants and wash them so I can wash these blues away." So the book is a really cute read. It's more like for kinder and first, but a lot of counselors feel that this is even something for our third and fourth graders to have a little brain break on days that they've had busy studies or assessments and tests. This is something for them to relax, have a brain break, and also go back to those foundations that we try to teach them at KIPP, which is making sure to learn the foundations of self-regulating so that way, when they learn these things as children, when they grow up and they go to college or when they enter our workplace and our communities, they're able to name their feelings and say, "Okay, I'm going to need to start belly breathing or something, or it's going on a little pleasant walk to calm myself, my heart, my mind, and reset." So that's what Grumpy Pants teaches all children. And that's what we're going to go ahead and go into our next activity. Okay. So for this activity, we're basically using whatever we have. So do not worry. If at home you have crayons, just use crayons. We have markers, whatever it is you have. So it's nothing that we have to run out to get. It's kind of utilizing our resources and also taking care of our environment. When we look at the principles of art, napkins have texture. So you can also use different things around your home to provide, maybe cut the napkin or recycle old paper that you already did a past project with. So save those little scraps and you can recycle and be good to our earth. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a simple blank page and just learn to do and break it down into simple steps. So if you don't have the template, which it is available on the website. So you do have a wonderful template and some guidance for this activity on the website of SA Charter Moms. So the first step is you're going to do one line, not hard, take your time. Okay. Then we're going to make the line go slanted down, long like pants. Or if you want to do it short, like maybe your favorite pants are capris or yoga pants, it's up to you. Then we're going to follow the same line and go down to the same bottom part like this. And now we're going to do another short line like this and another short line. Okay. Now in math class, we learn about triangles. So what you're going to try to do is make this line slanted at an angle and then match this one and connect it to this line. Okay. So from there, you're a designer. While you're doing this art, you can start to calm yourself down if there's something that you're experiencing that maybe you're upset or maybe you need something to focus. This is a way art is a wonderful tool to not only express yourself, but to also help yourself if you're not feeling well. Okay? So creativity does wonders. Draw yourself some pockets. Draw yourself some little buttons or whatever little details you want to add. You're the artist, so you can be as creative as you want. Okay. A lot of pants have the line here for the zipper or the button. Okay. And there you have your grumpy pants, just like our penguin used. Okay. Now, this is where you can get as creative as you want. Okay. Utilize tools that you have. If maybe you don't feel comfortable with trying to draw this line drawing on your own, use a template. This is a recycled piece of cardboard, and I cut pants. And then now you can use this as a tracer. You can go to a blank paper and start tracing it on a paper. Okay. So you can also use templates. And what I do is I utilize whatever I have at hand. No need to run to the store. Utilize your tools and your resources that you currently have. Recycled a sticker here to do this little shirt with a cute little collar. My son is completely into Vans. And if you want to do something that's, what if I were a designer for Vans? Or what if I were a designer for Jordan? Things like that. You can make them customized the way you would want to, okay? So then what we do next is after you do your shirt and your pants with a piece of tape or whatever you have, go ahead and tape your set together, okay? So what I have my kids do at KIPP is I have them write so they can start to recognize what are the things that make them grumpy. What are the things? And they love to ask me, Miss Rivera, what makes you grumpy? And I say, well, what makes me grumpy is lack of sleep or if I haven't had a snack. So the kids tell me wonderful things. This is an exercise that lets me learn so much about what makes my kids grumpy. And some of them will be some like, I am grumpy because my sister didn't have time today. She was so busy and she couldn't play with me. Or I'm grumpy if my dad is always on his cell phone and he is not able to listen to what I wanted to share, things like that. So this is a great opportunity for kids to open up and kind of work like kinetically with talking about what are feelings. And then what you can do is, and I have the students do this at KIPP, any type of cord, any type of string. It could even be a shoelace, an old shoelace that you have. I tie it to a thumbtack. Once I'm done tying it to the thumbtack with tape or even a clothespin, we name our feelings and we talk about our designs, and we'll hang that up in display. Okay. As a final step, we at KIPP, because we really want our kids to learn to self-regulate and to have that type of growth mindset, we tell them, okay, now that you named your feelings and now that you talked about it and explained what made you grumpy, what are you going to do about it? And they say, just like Penguin in the story, we're going to wash our grumpy pants away. And at KIPP, I have an actual washing machine that I made, but at home, it could just be a cup. And you can say, I'm going to wash my grumpies and start fresh. And after the art activity and being creative, you've helped yourself and trained yourself to have that growth mindset. Okay, so it's a training process. So then we put it in the washing machine at school and we go, and they're like, I feel better, Miss Rivera. So this is a combination of social emotional learning, which what I've been doing at KIPP for 2 prior years, and we're now transitioning to art. And that's what we want to do. We want to be able to also have concepts like if the science teachers are doing a study on robots, then that week I can do a printmaking activity on robots. So we love to explain to the kids how art connects with math and how art connects to other core concepts that they're learning.
That's wonderful. Ms. Rivera, I want to ask you if you could talk more about the sort of the breathing aspect, because you've got a link in the post of like a way to kind of teach kids about the breathing exercises. But in addition to like washing the pants, but the breathing is another way that they can kind of regulate their emotions.
Yes, thank you for asking such a wonderful question. So before we start our art activities or any activity that we're working on, we kind of start off with some positive affirmations. But before we get to that step, what we have to do is say, okay, let's reset, let's get grounded, and let's work on our belly breathing. And SA Charter Moms has that link, a wonderful link to a Sesame Street video. And even I can attest, my fourth graders love it. They love listening to the tune and the song. And what it is, it teaches children the proper way to belly breathe. And it says, for example, when we belly breathe and we're trying to make sure we calm down our hearts and get level, we set ourselves again, reset ourselves. What we do is we have to breathe in through our nose. And we teach children then release through the mouth. I tell them, you have to do this 5 times. So we actually bring our hands up and say, so we'll use the hands to kind of have a visual aid for the kids, and they all do this. And then I tell them, okay, if you're still angry, sometimes my mom used to tell me when I was little like you, count to 10. So if I need to move on to my other hand, okay, feel free to do that. We start at the top. And at the end of class, I also say, show me, let's see what you learned today. Show me your example of belly breathing, and they will do that. But I give them choices. I give them different options so they can do the hand, or some of my older students will put their hand on their belly and like to show me how their hands are moving in and out, in and out. So this is like the first layer of something that children can do to start learning to self-regulate, whether they're angry at home, whether they're a little upset or something happened at school. I would tell them, remember, even when they're taking tests, take a little break and try your belly breathing. And I love when students come back and say, Miss Rivera, I took the STAR test and I was scared and I started belly breathing like you taught me. So some of the kids take pride in learning these resources.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful that, even though I'm not on screen, you can still hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. I think it's wonderful how the activity combines, the book, right, with the storytelling. So if they have the book like from the library, they can read the book out loud, or they can watch the storytelling video that's in the blog post with their kids. And then, like you said, they can just use materials that they already have, whether it's the colored pencils or crayons, whether it's like some scrap paper or a napkin, just use what you have, right? You can use a template, or you can just draw the pants, right? And then the coloring, and then writing the feelings on the back, about what makes you feel grumpy, and then the washing, right? And then the belly breathing to like really like physically change how you're feeling. I think it's a wonderful activity, and it's great that you've described it so vividly. I can just picture what it's like in the classroom, but also I can see families doing this at home. It translates very well to something they can do at home. I want to bring in a few comments. You have some fans. No fun. And here's another one.
Hi.
Yeah. I'm so happy that the KIPP Un Mundo folks are showing up. Are there any other comments you want to advice for families that are doing this at home for the activity? And then I'll bring in Ellie to talk more about KIPP Un Mundo.
I would say that I learned a lot as a teacher starting this, and the kids, especially like the 3rd and the 4th graders, were very, very specific with what they wrote on their pants. And it made me, even as a parent, self-reflect and think about a lot of my actions and what the kids see. So it is also self-reflection for parents. So it's just going to help not only your child, but also you to seeing what worries them, what concerns they have. And that way we could be ready and address them and help your kids out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's something we all need. I know for myself, I have to be extra watchful about my mood and how it's affecting me. And just it seems like there's so many things in our world that we can't control. And kids are experiencing it, adults are experiencing it. But if we're better able to talk about it and process the feelings, then we can still have closeness, and we can still achieve our goals of, keeping learning and still having togetherness as a family. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to bring in, we're going to go back to triple view here for just a minute. And then, okay, so Ms. Rivera is a teacher. She's an art teacher at KIPP Un Mundo. Elizabeth works at KIPP Un Mundo to help families learn about the school and what the school model is. So we're gonna go solo on Ellie so that she can talk about KIPP Un Mundo. Okay, go ahead. So yeah, tell us about KIPP Un Mundo, why families might want to take a closer look and see about maybe enrolling their kids. And I'll put the website on the screen too.
Yeah, definitely. So just in general, KIPP Texas Charter Schools has been in San Antonio for 15 plus years. So we were one of the first charter schools in San Antonio. We focus on giving every student the chance to be successful and attend college or be successful in whatever career they choose as they grow up. And so that means that our curriculum is a little bit more advanced. We start introducing them to the concept of university and college and career beginning at the age of kindergarten at 5 years old. And then we don't also focus on academics, but we also focus on like the whole child, right? So we offer social emotional wellness class and techniques for our students. Miss Rivera was actually our social emotional wellness teacher at KIPP Un Mundo this last year. So that means that our students are learning a lot of the concepts that Miss Rivera talked about, which is like self-regulating, how to express yourself in healthy ways. So that way our students, we're preparing them to be successful in college, career, beyond, and to be leaders in their community as well and be an example for others around them. We have 3 campuses in San Antonio. So the one that I work at is KIPP Commerce, and that's off of West Commerce, where we have kinder through 8th. We have another campus near downtown, and it is near Ceballos, so they have kinder through 12th there. We have another campus off of San Pedro and Audubon, which is a middle school called KIPP Poder, and then another high school that's starting up this year with 9th and 10th called KIPP Somos off of Fredericksburg. So we have different campuses around San Antonio. At the elementary school level, we have different electives for our students. So like I said, we have social emotional wellness. At the elementary level, every student gets an hour of Spanish class every day. So they're learning how to speak the language. They're also learning about the culture of the different countries that Spanish is spoken in. So they get the language and the cultural aspect of Spanish as well. At the middle school level, once any KIPP student graduates from our middle schools, they get entered into KIPP Through College, which is a mentoring and support program to help students once they get to high school to start looking into what career they want to choose. It doesn't have to be a traditional university. It could be a trade school if that's what they wish, or art school, but we have mentors there to help them to start thinking about what they want to do when they grow up, apply to those colleges, trade schools, universities, get scholarships, and then the mentor not only follows them when they graduate high school, but all the way till they graduate college or whatever school that they choose. So that's why it's called KIPP Through College. They get basically someone supporting them all the way till they graduate college. At our high school level, we have 100% graduation rate for high school. So we, KIPP has here in San Antonio has helped out other local public school districts who wanted to see what we were doing differently to get our students graduated 100% and into college. So we've shared our models with other school districts in the area. And the way that you can apply to KIPP Texas is to go to our website. You go right on the main page. You'll see a link that says enroll. So you go to enroll and then you go to apply. It's super easy. We are also offering different options for parents at this time during COVID-19. We want to make sure that all of our students, staff, parents, families stay safe. So we're offering the option of doing our school 100% virtual come August, or a hybrid of being in school 1 week and being at home the next. And while if our students are on campus, we're going to have very strict health and safety guidelines. Our goal is to number one goal is to keep our families and our students and our staff safe. So yeah, that's a little bit about KIPP. Thank you for having us here, Inga.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, let's bring back the Brady Bunch screen here. That was Ellie, that was a great summary about KIPP. I remember KIPP was the probably the first charter school in San Antonio that I was aware of. So San Antonio Charter Moms started in 2012, and back then, like, I mean, KIPP was like clearly like, you know, a very successful school, and I think the elementary school was just getting started back then. And I was really excited about the growth and watching KIPP and then seeing other charter schools coming to San Antonio. That was part of what inspired me to create San Antonio Charter Moms. It was I felt like that, you know, KIPP was doing great work, but needed a boost to get the message out to parents about all the great things that are happening. And you know, since then I've watched this, you know, more campuses open, and like the Cevallos campus is just a beautiful facility. And that place is amazing. Now the one at Commerce, in case people don't know, I think it used to be a Kmart, but now it's like you walk in and you see like the college banners on the walls, and you know, hallways and lockers, and you know, so it's really come to life. But you can still tell that yes, once upon a time it was a Kmart. But the campus on Cevallos was purpose built. It was the Turner Agassi Foundation, right? So Andrea Agassi came when it opened, and it's just a beautiful campus. So, and it's so exciting that, you know, that Somos is adding more grades, and you know, that yeah, KIPP San Antonio can keep growing, and you know, keep helping more students get ready for college.
Yeah, KIPP Texas really did pave the way here in San Antonio, you know, for a lot of other charter schools to open.
They did. Yeah, and they show that students from every part of town can succeed and can go on to, you know, selective colleges, and you know, earn prestigious degrees and go on to great careers. And that, you know, that opportunity should be open to people no matter what background you have and no matter what part of town you grew up in. And that to me is a really inspiring message.
Yeah, and what's really cool as well is, you know, we do strive to get students to college. But we know that college is not, you know, for everyone, right? Say you want to be an expert mechanic, or, you know, an artist, you go to art school, you know. We support students in whatever they're passionate about. So if they need to get into a really good trade school, you know, we have mentors and support for that. If they want to see what are some really awesome art schools, we help them out in whatever career they choose. So college, career, and beyond.
Yeah. Well, great. Okay, well, let me give each of you a chance to offer just some sort of closing thoughts. So how about we'll go to Ms. Rivera, and then Elizabeth can kind of close us out. So Ms. Rivera, tell us more about just closing thoughts about, you know, encouraging families to try the Grumpy Pants, you know, art and emotional wellness activity at home with their kids.
Yes, one of the things that we mentioned earlier, and it's a common theme for KIPP, is we look at teaching the kids holistically. Yes, of course, all the academics that you're going to need to be successful, how these contents relate, but also those character traits that are very important, like making sure that you're resilient, making sure that you work and train your brain and your actions on having that growth mindset. And part of the holistic that we look at is one of the most unique things about KIPP is that at the elementary level, we do offer from 1st to 4th grade. We offer basketball, we offer soccer, and I'm a proud coach of the 4th grade boys, and we have a what we do is a lot of times with the smaller grades, we don't do where we're keeping score. It's more about teamwork. It's more about growing and having fun. 4th graders and stuff like that, we do keep score, but it's more for the kids to be able to discuss that with their families and all. But I think at the elementary level, it's just wonderful that we're also thinking about their physical activity and trying to tell them things about eating well and also being active. So I do wanted to make that last minute plug about our athletics department.
Yeah. I think that's a myth sometimes that charter schools don't include that kind of stuff, but KIPP definitely does, right? That there's the academics, there's the emotional well-being, and there's the physical, you know, sports and health and nutrition and things like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, great. Well, Ellie, you want to kind of close us out with you know, talking about KIPP and how families should take a closer look.
Yeah, definitely. And as Ms. Rivera was saying, we do have a lot of things that other charter schools in the area may not have, right? We offer free school bus transportation. We have free breakfast, lunch, and snack for every student. We also offer special education, right? And 504 plans. So we have those services for students as well who may need that. We have math and reading interventionists at every level, school counselors, and JHS, right? So we do have a lot of clubs and options and sports for students, like other public school would, right? Yeah. So I just wanted to share also that I drew some pants.
Okay, look at. Oh, that's great.
So,
those are really cute.
I think
I have the ones that my daughter drew. So this is these are in the blog post too, but like she really went to town with the colors. Yeah.
Love them on the website.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, a lot of the activities that we do with our kids are things that maybe we didn't learn growing up, right? So the social emotional wellness, they're already like a step ahead of us, right? So a lot of us, grew up in families where we were just trying to survive, right? And so we didn't have the tools or the resources. So we're giving our students the resources, and they can teach that to their families, to their friends, to their community, or be advocates of that sort of thing in their communities as well. Thank you so much for joining. We had a really good time, Inga, and I want to thank Ms. Rivera. She's amazing. We're lucky to have her coming into to be our art teacher this coming year. It's awesome to have someone with that social emotional learning background to be our art teacher as well.
Yeah, and look at all the fans. Look at all the I love the KIPP community showing up for this. Thank you so much for being part of Charter Moms Chats, and I hope families can try this activity at home, and if KIPP sounds like it might be a good fit for them, I hope they go to the website and fill out an application. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend.